Brothers and sisters, generals, we are back with another edition of EBX discussion and also a hip hop R&B heavy hitters. And this is part 10. And salute, I just uploaded a podcast a little while ago, probably within an hour ago. I had to get that out of my system because I'm going to continue on this divine walk with our ancestors, brother or sister that was a general that fought through tooth and nail to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. And whatever craft that we have, divine craft and hobby and whatever we're doing to keep ourselves right and whole as brother and sister, especially through music. And again, another hip hop R&B heavy hitters. And salute to Lil Kim, as you can see on my thumbnail and or banner. And this was one of my favorite videos and songs. And you know, I always appreciate artists who love what they do and do what they love. And they look like they had so much fun. Just look at my banner. Just look like they had so much fun. And salute to Mr. Cheeks. And they got down in that video. And salute to everyone in that video and was on that track and on that song. And I just love seeing Lil Kim smiling and having fun. I loved her outfit too. And just how she was dancing, just straight feminine swag, you know. We'll say one of the queens, because we got a lot of queens of hip hop, but she's one of the queens of hip hop. And we also got some queens of R&B. And I'm going to speak on some groups and artists, because, you know, I always got a list of artists. And I'm going golden school today. I'll speak on hip hop too, of course, as for my hip hop heads out there. And salute to my current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. And I'm calling down great protection and prosperity from that great divine for ourselves. I mean, protection for ourselves and from ourselves. First and foremost, so we don't become our own worst enemy. But also let that force bring that great divine, bring stability, discipline, and prosperity into our lives, our families' lives, and into our lives. Righteous ripple effect. Start with ourselves, work our way out. Remember the realm. Always gotta keep that realm intact, especially with music. So again, salute to Lil Kim. And don't she look like they had fun? And we all seen the video. It's just in that beat. Dun, 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 dun. And I love her voice. You know, there's something about the sister's feminine voice across the beat. You know, it's amazing. I just love it. You know, and I just love her verses. And you know, money ain't a thing. Throw it out like rice. Been around the world, done the same thing twice. She was just smooth. You know, and I love that the melanation, the creative. The creative music awareness of melanated brothers and sisters is just amazing, you know, from new generation to golden generation. And again, this will be a tribute to Lil Kim and other sisters like her that just had a love and a skill and a talent for hip hop. And of course, we're gonna speak on R&B too. And again, brothers and sisters, especially if we got a hold of something that keeps us centered, righteous, and strong. Love what we do and do what we love, but especially if it's music, because how we are as an individual will matter how our music come out, you know, whether it's raw or whether it's, you know, something smooth, or long as it's coming from an honest pit of the soul and have a righteous agenda. You know, that's what makes for good music. You know, again, sometimes we gotta come a little aggressive, you know, to get people's attention. Then, you know, we have the fun music, like I'm showing on my banner here. You know, I always talk about having fun with our gifts and our crafts and our talents, you know, whatever that is. But speaking on music today, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. And of course, I'm gonna have two songs and see if I can remember them. One is Get Your Dance Song, and I played these songs before, but it relates to every now and then just learn to enjoy the journey. I say that a lot, you know, and music can help with that. Music can soothe the soul, and I'm gonna get into that. And let me see, two songs: Get Your Dance Song and Have Fun. Have Fun Sometimes, or something like that. That's the other song. So I'm gonna play those, and you know how I do it for my generals. You know, just put a little music in your ear. You know, give you a positive vibration. You know, put a little music in your life. You know, try to never let this world make us where we forget to be human. Do things to remind us that we are humans, not no fucking robots. Real talk. So that's why I play music every so often. I even love comedy. You know, as my son, Lord Lamont. Salute. We love comedy. You know, I still got an upcoming show I want to do, or a podcast called Comedy Heavy Hitters. And again, the comedian I'll be giving a tribute to will be Alex Thomas, and he'll be on the banner and or thumbnail. And there'll be some other comedians that I'll have listed, you know, but I think he's very funny and kind of a, just in my opinion, an underrated comedian. So I just think he's funny, and I've seen a lot of his stand-ups from in the past. Just a funny, overall funny brother. You know, he reminds me of a brother you hang out with. He just like having a conversation. He just have a natural humor, you know. So I'm gonna speak on that. And salute to Alex Thomas, many other comedians that I will speak on. But he come up in hip hop sometimes because he's been in a lot of hip hop videos. And I was speaking with my son on that video he was in with Bow Wow and Sierra. And I said the joke he said in there, I said it wrong. He said Bow Weezy, and when he say we all about to go Chuck E. Cheese, I told my son Mickey D's it's supposed to be Chuck E. Cheese, so that was a correction on that joke. But yeah, he I like how he talks about hip hop and he makes it funny and humorous. So you know, go check out Alex Thomas. Go look up some of his old stand-ups when he talking about hip hop. He funny, man. He hilarious. And we all know, for those who may not know, but I'm sure everybody know, that's the brother that was Ice Cube's right hand man in Players Club. That's Alex Thomas. As many of us probably know, very funny brother. So look for that somewhere down the line, because that's something I always remind my listeners and generals. Never forget to laugh. So look for that. Comedy Heavy Hitters. And salute to that brother Alex Thomas though, and other comedians. Real comedians. Emphasis on real. So look for that. And that's what we do. You know, like I say, we go above and beyond the platform. It's just a place of expression. Again, do what we love what we do. Like they doing on my banner on here. Again, don't they look like they having fun? That's what I liked about it. And I liked the trumpets and the band, and it was so colorful, and man, everybody was just jamming, just getting it in. I love that. It's like that's almost the only time melanated brothers and sisters come together, when we're dancing. That's the only time we ain't thinking about nothing stupid. That's when we gotta prolong those moments. It could be, I always say, every day can be a triumph, especially where we are a righteous general and we love what we do and we do what we love. When we're consistent on our hobbies, don't get bogged down and wrapped up in these jobs. You know, still have our own thing, our own independent way and our own independent thinking, as long as it's not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else, right? All right, so salute to Lil' Kim, and don't she look dope on the thumbnail in that car? She just look dope, and the banner. They just look like they had a ball. They just having. I love that video. You know, whoever listening, go watch that video. It just makes you feel good. You know, and that's what music should be about. You know, and it's all kinds. You know, of course, we have to broaden our minds, listen to different genres, as I do. I like blues, as I said, Jamaican and African and neo soul, and I like all kind of stuff. I like soft rock, you know, if it got a beat to it. You know, my son and I talked a little bit about rock, and I just said on a recent podcast a few minutes ago, he's very good at playing the guitar, and we're gonna do a video on that. You know what? I'm gonna have to get him a guitar. I'm gonna have to buy him one. He had one, but somebody stole it. But he like, and he said it took him 5 years. I remember him saying that it took him 5 years to study how to play a guitar. He's very good at it too. He can like sing and play it at the same time. Very coordinated. Takes skill to do that because he loves what he does. What he do, you know. So I thank that great divine for the skills that that my children, my biological children and God children that developed on their own, and my biological children kind of adapting my skills as I had passed down from my mom, my grandmother, you know, my granddad, you know, and I can kind of see it in my children. That's beautiful, man. And then they develop their own skills too, you know. So it's just wonderful when we see it, you know. Be a seeker of good things in life to help our body, mind, body, and soul. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But let's get back to the music. Again, heavy hitters, heavy hip hop, R&B, heavy hitters. Part 10, if I didn't say that. This is part 10. Part 9 was my son and I had a discussion on, as I said, I've spoke on it before, but Warren G and Nate Dogg. That was part 9. So that's on my channel if you want to check it out. And other artists. I've talked about so many artists in the last few months because I love music, you know. I love it. Learning about it, you know. Being a student, it's a beautiful thing. My generals, my warriors, brother, sister, family. All right, again, salute to Lil' Kim, to what she brought. She brought fun. She brought swag. She brought feminism. She brought that black sisterhood, you know, to hip hop. And again, I loved everybody in that on my banner here in that song and video, and the brothers was playing the drum. Man, it was just unique. I loved it. When it showed on the stage. And this is called Jump Off, by the way. I'm sure most of us all. She made a lot of songs, but this is my favorite. We all know. This is the song Jump Off was on my banner. And it's a lot of scenes in the video I like, but this was my favorite one on the banner. And another one is when they showed the brothers on the stage playing the drums, and then Mr. Cheeks was dancing in front of them. Dope. I love that shit, man. I love seeing brothers and sisters just having fun, enjoying their craft. You know what I mean? Whatever that is. Again, as long as it ain't hurt nobody, especially ourselves. Can't hurt ourselves either, folks. Because I reiterate, hurt people. Marinate on that. All right, let's get over to some other artists, and I'm gonna play a couple songs that I said I was gonna play. And let me see. We'll do probably 3 artists, and then we'll play a couple songs and come back. And I'll read some more artists and give some side notes on why we should love what we do and do what we love. You know what I'm saying? And the first one on the list, and again, this is a tribute to Lil' Kim. You know, I'm sure many of these artists I named, and some of them are golden school. Some of them might not be new school. So let's get it. Again, I'll have side notes and maybe bonus artists I'll speak on. Before I get to this list, though, I want to speak on, I mentioned in a recent podcast I did about an hour ago, I went to an art museum, a historical museum with my son and his classmates. And we was riding on the bus, and I was listening to the children. They were speaking on Eazy-E and Ice Cube, and I thought that was so unique. I'm telling you, see, moments like that, brothers and sisters, we got to hold on to those moments. And you think that was a coincidence? No. Great Divine had me right there for a reason. That's why I say everything, if we pay attention and we're righteous in our heart, and we get rid of all the garbage and the gunk, as I talked about in the root chakra, you know, once we get all that crap out of there, we'll begin to see the blissful side of life. And when I was on that bus, we was on our way to the museum. And I think it was on the way back. No, it was on the way to the museum. And some of my son's classmates, they were speaking on Ice Cube and Eazy-E. And these are 10-year-olds. And they was having a deep discussion. I was amazed. I didn't say anything. I was just listening. So it's just, man, life can be wonderful sometimes. And the joy we can get when we interact with youth, young brother or young sister, male or female. So that's just something I wanted to bring up. I thought was amazing. They was literally having a deep discussion about Ice Cube and Eazy-E and the movies they played in, and that they know each other. It was amazing to hear them talk about, Ice Cube and Eazy-E. See, that's the effect that artists have on the young youth. Some are aware, but some are not aware. The effect, the influence they have on the youth, and that was proof right there. So, so I just wanted to bring that up. So salute to Cube and rest in peace and empire. Easy E. Maybe I'll do a show on Easy E because there's things I don't know about Easy E. Remember, I'm a student too. We always keep a student spirit. So I just wanted to share that. Anytime I interact with the youth, I'll share it, whether it's my biological children or my godchildren, or I'm volunteering at the school or something like that. So I didn't go this week though. I had to get rest. I had to get rested up. I did tell my son I was gonna be there, and I didn't make it. I actually kind of overslept, but I did need rest. So we got to get rest. We got to keep ourselves rejuvenated so we can be the warriors and the spiritual being that great divine called us to be. So I just wanted to share that. All right, let's move over to the list. I'm going to name about 3 artists, then I'm going to get to these songs. All right, first on the list, rest in peace and empower, Angie Stone. I was listening to No More Rain a couple of days ago, and it just warmed my heart, So, and we all know she made great music, who transitioned maybe a month ago, and condolences to her family. And we all know she was one of the queens of R&B and some hip hop. So salute to the beautiful Angie Stone, who came into her own and knew herself. And she always praised Black culture. So salute to her, her family, and may that great divine be in her lives. Keep her spirit with us, forever live on through us and our music, and hip hop. So rest in peace and empower, Angie Stone. I spoke on her before. She's on past lists. And my sister from another mother, as well as brothers I've met along the way, in the world and online. Brother from another mother. And I got a lot of sisters out here from another mother, as well as my own biological brothers, because I got 2 brothers and I got 1 sister. Salute. I got a brother on my mom's side, then I got a brother on my dad's side. Salute. And they're and I got a sister on my mom's side, which they are doing well. We call on that protection on our realm. Our loved ones will be doing well through the mix of the challenges. Don't doubt it. Just put it out there. Put the energy out there. Be bold with it, So I thank that great divine for my family and my brother, my 2 brothers and my sister, my biological and my god brothers and sisters. Salute. All right, now let's move over to the next artist. Again, rest in peace and empower, Angie Stone. And any artist I name, if they are not with us, may they rest in peace and in power. I'm going to say that now. Okay, Freddie Jackson, Rock Me Tonight. And these next artists I name are albums that I have. Remember I said I had 75 albums that my mom gave me. And by the way, her name is Angie too. You know what I mean? Ain't that something? And she gave me 75 albums. Salute to my mom, who was a pillar of wisdom. I've learned a lot from my mom and my dad. Rest in peace and in power. As well as my grandma, my granddad, auntie, L'Oreal Lyrical, and other people in one's family. Anyone in my family, anyone's family that we held dear. May you rest in peace and in power. But my mom's still alive and well, and she doing good. So yeah, she gave me 75 albums. So Freddie Jackson is one of them. Rock Me Tonight. Salute to Freddie Jackson, which brought great music. And Whitney Houston, rest in peace and in power. I got her album, where she's wearing it looks like a Greek outfit or a Rome, where she had her hair pulled back, and beautiful skin. I always thought Whitney Houston had very beautiful skin tone, and we know her voice was phenomenal, beautiful. I remember hearing her voice when I was younger. My mom used to play her album. So again, the beautiful Whitney Houston. I'm sure Lil' Kim would appreciate Whitney Houston, and I'm sure she knows Freddie Jackson. So I'm sure some of these artists she would appreciate, because this is a tribute to Lil' Kim. Salute to Lil' Kim. All right. Minnie Riperton and Adventures in Paradise. And I think she was a gospel singer, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think she's here with us. And if she's not, may she rest in peace and in power. She looked beautiful on the album cover. Minnie Riperton. That's gold in school. That's what my young generation need to study some gold in school. Gives you a little better insight into our present and or future. Okay, Natalie Cole, and she made it's a song called Thankful. It's on the album, but I think it's a single. Natalie Cole. And I didn't research these names, but I think I will in the future. But she made beautiful music, and most of my 70s, those who were born around the 70s, which was a golden era, know who Natalie Cole was. So salute, and again, rest in peace and power to artists who are no longer with us. All right, so and that was Angie Stone, which I named, and actually, like I said, my mom names Angie, or she go by Angela, and I got a cousin named Angie. So salute to that. Again, rest in peace and in power to artists who are no longer with us. And I'll even Biggie Smalls, since Lil Kim and Biggie Smalls did have somewhat of a relationship, I'll say rest in peace and in power to Biggie too. And a little side note, I did I think it was R&B heavy hitters. I spoke on SWV. I spoke on Faith Evans in there, and I remember reading that song that she made, Soon As I Get Home. That song was for Biggie Small. So salute to that. Salute to Faith Evans, And I don't know her friendship or sisterhood between her and Lil Kim. I didn't read up on that or nothing, but I was just in my spirit because I knew, Biggie Smalls did know her. But that song she made, and I do remember reading that she made that song for Biggie Smalls, and it went into detail. It was pretty deep. It was heartwarming actually when I read it. So salute to Faith Evans for that. And the relationship her and Biggie Smalls had, because I think Little Kim and Biggie Smalls had a beautiful relationship, and Faith Evans and Biggie Smalls had a relationship. And I don't know how it was between Lil Kim or Faith Evans or nothing, but I know they both each individually had a wonderful relationship with Biggie Smalls. So again, I don't mess around with death. That's one thing I don't do, So rest in peace and in power, Biggie Smalls, All right. So that was just a little side note that was in my spirit. Again, it's a tribute to, to the beautiful, talented, and funny, because I've heard her in interviews. She can be funny too. She has a sense of humor, and she's real. Lil Kim is real. We know how the industry can be and things she's been through within the industry and all that stuff, but she's still here and she's still standing. And thank that great divine that she's here. She's with her family and she's with her children and she's standing tall. So salute to Lil Kim, to what she brought, hip hop, and I'm sure she inspired some R&B artists too. So that's why I put R&B on there, because she has done collaborations with R&B artists too, which is what's the brother name when they said Brandy's brother, because she actually said that in a song. I can't remember his name. I can't believe I can't remember his name. We all know who I'm talking about. Sometimes we have brain farts. I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, Brandy's brother, dang it, what is his name? I hate when I do that. But anyway, she has collabed with R&B artists. So that's why I put hip hop R&B heavy hitters, part 10, brothers and sisters. And again, love what we do and do what we love, as long as it's not hurting ourselves or hurting nobody else. Whatever craft, gift, talent that is, small or big, but especially if it's music, because we all know I love hip hop. It's my first love. That's what I'm married to. I always say that. That's what I'm married to. All right, now I want to read nothing that we don't know, but I do want to read a little background, because I think it's amazing the age similarities we have with each other as brothers and sisters. So I want to read a little background on the beautiful Lil Kim, the talented Lil Kim, got that swag, you know what I'm saying? That feminine sisterhood swag. All right. Kimberly Denise Jones, born July 11, 1974. She's 4 years younger than me. And my birthday's in July too, so that means she's a Cancer. Wow. See how melanated brothers and sisters be connected? It's amazing, bro. It's amazing. All right, start over. Kimberly Denise Jones, born July 11th, 1974. Better known by her stage name, as we all know. Lil Kim is an American artist and or rapper or MC. She was born and raised in New York. Salute to New York again. I always say a lot of great artists come out of New York. All right. Okay. Again, raised in New York. Salute to New York. And lived much of her adolescent life on the streets after being expelled from home. I've been there. I can relate to that one. In her teens, she would freestyle, rap, influenced by fellow female hip hop artists like MC Light. Salute to MC Light. I did a tribute to her too. She's right here on my channel. Wow, the connection. There's another connection. And the Lady Rage. Oh yeah, she's on the hip hop list. The Lady of Rage in 1994. That was her inspiration. Again, influenced by fellow female hip hop artists, Sister MC Light and Sister Lady of Rage. Dope. In 1994, she was discovered by fellow artist Notorious B.I.G., rest in peace and in power, who invited her to join his group, Junior Mafia. Salute to Junior Mafia. Their debut album, Conspiracy, generated 2 top 20 singles in the United States and was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. Dope. Dope. All right. And let's see. Shows a beautiful picture of her in 2012, but I seen something recent of Kim. Kim still holding it. She's still holding. She's still here. She a general. She another one of them generals. She's still here. She's made it through her fire. She's made it through that valley that my son Lord Lamont and I were speaking on. So salute to Lil Kim. I just wanted to read that on her, and I like the beautiful relationship she had with Biggie. And I know. From what I can tell, the movie, you can only get so much from the movie, but if they really did have a relationship like that, it was beautiful. At least her and Biggie had some good moments in their life, and Biggie was changing, before he transitioned. He was starting to change. How you just grow out of things. You begin not to want to do old things anymore. Your mind renews. And Biggie was getting to that space. He was becoming a better part of himself, So salute to Biggie Smalls, and rest in peace and in power again. But again, and I'm sure she holds on to those golden moments she had with Biggie Smalls. So again, salute to those artists I read, and I'm gonna play a couple songs, and I'm gonna segue into loving what we do and doing what we love, but not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else. So I'm gonna get to these songs, brothers and sisters, as I always do, and hope those enjoyed the artists that I read. And I think I'm gonna run through some other golden school artists, and again, maybe bonus hip hop artists, because remember, this is about R&B and hip hop. Part 10. Okay, the first song is going to be "Gotta Have Fun." And the next one will be "Gotta Dance." Get your dance on, because we got to loosen up sometimes. That's how we maintain that balance, Happiness, joy, fun is also part of the balance. All right. I got to start this off. Got to make sure everything's right. Thank those for riding along, my generals, my warriors, brother, sister, family. And every now and then, we got to have fun. Be right back. I got back. We're going to segue into loving what we do and do what we love. And I do got a few more artists that I want to speak on that the listeners, my generals, will enjoy. So got to have fun. Be back.
Wake up music. Family. Brothers and sisters. Generals, you know what? Gotta have fun, and shine like the sun. Brothers and sisters, gotta have fun, and shine like the sun. Brothers and sisters, great divine, made me a cool brother, unlike no other. All one's life on this ride, and everything we need is deep inside, and never go out. Woo, man, out a fight. So damn wise, a much insight, a looker so high, way up in the sky. I like a satellite. I never go left and focus on the right, and don't have a fit, no toxic shit. We must dismiss. Everybody has a choice, and man uplift, and better have peace, and that is it. I don't need money to be rich. A man deep inside, I keep pressing on, and never ever quit. I gotta have fun. Yeah, EBX, gotta have fun. Yeah, brothers and sisters, shine like the sun. Yeah, I mean we gotta have fun. Brothers and sisters, shine like the sun. EBX, a sister once said, how you stay strong on these songs? Well, I connect with that great divine zone. Yeah, through infinity, and I stay with a man of good energy. I harbor great things, defeat our enemies. So equipped, a wild one whip. I'm on a fucking mission, I don't care about no hits. I straight from the soul, and that's my goal. It's ourselves, man, we better fucking know. Yeah, and see, and never ever quit. And this is while I do this, and while I spit. Gotta have fun. Brothers and sisters, shine like the sun. Yeah. I mean, we gotta have fun. Brothers and sisters, and shine like the sun. Yeah. I mean, we gotta have fun. Brothers and sisters, and shine like the sun. EBX, gotta have fun. And shine like the sun. Brothers and sisters, gotta have fun. And shine like the sun. Salute.
That's right, man. We gotta have fun. Salute. Real talk. Yeah, gotta have fun sometimes, you know. See how I switch it up? Had a little bit of, it almost sounded like a banjo in there, didn't it? You know. But you know what? Something that's facts. All music stem from melanated brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. That's where it all began. So even though we switch off to different branches, different genres, it all started with melanated brothers and sisters. We've always, as Melanation, we've always intertwined music with our life, you know? And everything began with the drum and, you know, the heartbeat of the melanated vibration. You know, we don't even need, actually we can do it with our mouth. What do you think? Beatboxing, all that stuff we don't even need instruments. We can do it with our whatever. That's the beautiful thing about nature. You know, that's why you hear most of our successful, greatest, those who are centered philosophers, brother or sister, they know a lot about nature. And then it goes back to music without instruments. We can do it with our mouth. You know what I mean? They used to call me Skinny Beatbox back in the day. I still can do it to this day. You know, I used to beatbox, and you know, like the white classmates, they used to be amazed when we go into the locker room. They used to always ask me to beatbox because the beat would echo in the locker room, you know, or in the shower, you know, something like that. You could hear the beat echo. So I'm telling you, it all stems from melanation. Everything that's been created and came across in this world, some way, one way or another, it stemmed from melanated power or creation, you know. So, but you know, everybody have their own perspectives or whatever. But as we all say, even scientists say that. So, but that's neither here nor there. That's another podcast. But moving on to the next song, and then I got a few more artists, and again, we're gonna speak on a little more about loving what we do and doing what we love. And remember, above and beyond, that's whatever that is, but especially music. And every now and then, get your dance on.
Brothers and sisters, get your dance on. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters, get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters, get your dance on. Yeah, ain't no such thing is no ground. We gotta have some fun. Yeah, sometimes just stick with that divine. We living in a world of creative design. Yeah, keep on moving through. This how I never lose. And I got things make us never confused. Yeah, and never ever be no fool. But in this life, you know we never run. But looking up and straight to the sun. I said thankful for my daughter and my sons. But never ever forget to have fun. Get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Yeah, can't always be deep, but making sure that we see we agree, man, to disagree and keep on going in these streets. Yeah, making sure that we free. Ain't no devil ever gonna stop the E. I stay here on this is song, doing things, yeah, to make us strong. Yeah, but we got to have fun. Yeah, and looking up to the sun, like I said on the last verse. Yeah, little dancing, man, it ain't gonna hurt. And get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Yeah, get your dance on.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on, man. Got to do that sometimes, you know, every now and then, you know, crack jokes, be silly for no reason. Now, of course, I always say, you know, we don't lose focus on what we're doing, but after we have went through the layers, went through all 7 chakras that I'm gonna get back to, you know, we got to start at the root. You know, once we have went through the layers, you know, and got to a place of peace, you know, we'll be able to balance all things through the mix of the human errors here and there. But if we make them, we might not even make none. You know, it depends on, it always goes back to how we are in that core of that soul, you know. So that's what it always and forever will come down to, you know. So, all right, then we're going to move over to these other artists. And again, like I said, we're going to segue into love what we do what we love. It's important, you know. All right, the next one on the list is Ohio Players. And this is still from my album collection. Remember I said I had 75 albums. This is Golden School right here. Ohio Players. That song called Angel, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's that song go, Angel. I think it's that song. So salute to Ohio Players. And remember I said I was going Golden School. Again, it's a tribute to Lil' Kim, you know. I'm sure she know about all these artists. We around this. She only 4 years younger than me, so she in them 70s too, you know. Again, salute to Lil' Kim and her family, and you know, keep that great divine in her life and protect it and prosper. As my family and brothers and sisters in the world and online. You know how I do it. Protect that round. Above and beyond. All right, next on the list, Ashford and Simpson, you know. Solid, solid as a rock, girl. That's what this love is. Love is still hot, 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 hot. Yep, got that album too. Yep, so I wanted to, you know, I always have other artists, and most of them were R&B, but I did speak a little hip hop, and so hope those enjoyed the artists that I read, and from my young generation, you know, go back and study some of those artists. A lot of them were pure at heart. They really did. A lot of those artists I read come from a time of really loving their craft and enjoying the process, and not just wanting to be seen and just, you know, paying for some, you know, really pour all our passion into our craft. Again, divinely love what we do and do what we love. Man, we'll fulfill ourselves and those that we are connected to, you know, family, children, significant other, brothers and sisters in the world, online, you know, that whole realm is beautiful. It's beautiful. And one is centered and in a place of peace when it comes to music and just in life in general. Yep. So love what we do, brothers and sisters. Man, never let nothing take away, you know, we have developed, or some of us have fought for, some of us almost died for. Got to think about things like that. And also keep in mind that there are those that trying to find their way because of circumstances. They can't love what they do. and get to do what they love. Like my son, that's why I'm gonna help him. You know, I want him to focus on his music. I said that earlier this morning. And good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in. You know, and just been feeling it in one spirit. You know, we have to be led by that great divine. It will never lead us astray. Something I always like to say to remind myself, oneself. You know, when that great divine tells me to speak, I speak. When they tell me to shut up, I shut up. You know, I try my best to be led by one's spirit. And that's why I started out this morning with the root chakra, because that's where all the garbage, all the gunk, the root chakra is like gum under a table that's just been under there for years upon years upon years. That's what harboring wrong things and unwanted things, and whether it's how we eat, whatever habit we have, or our thoughts, it all lays in the pit of the belly of our soul, our root chakra. But I did that this morning, so I ain't gonna get too deep into that. But again, I'm gonna go through all 7 chakras. I'm gonna do a 7-part series, as I said. I already spoke on that, but you know, so I'm gonna get in deep. And again, folks, it's for me too, because I'm learning too. You know, so it can take a lifetime, as I said, to center oneself. It can, but as long as we don't wait too late, it's never too late. We can't wait too late. But if we finally do get to a space of awareness and peace, salute yourself, pat yourself on the back, you know, and begin to love what we do and do what we love. And stay great out there, you know, whatever craft we have, you know. Remember, it can't hurt ourselves though. Ourselves is important too, you know, so we won't hurt others, you know, mentally, physically, or spiritually. You know, we want to be clean on all fronts the best way we can. That's why we be a student of human nature and ourselves, and always and forever be led by that great divine. So thank those for coming in to another hip hop, R&B, heavy hitters, you know, part 10. And keep listening to some good music out there. It's therapeutic, like that song I listened to from Angie Stone called No More Rain. Man, the sunshine has come. Man, and that beat and that swag and the video, I'm sure we all have seen it. Most of us, that especially of us around the 70s, we know everybody know who Angie Stone is. Come on now. And that song was so soothing and heartwarming. I loved it, and I feel like she was speaking to me, you know. And I heard the song twice. I was at work, I was playing it on YouTube because it's in my playlist, of course, with other songs of hers. And I was listening to it on YouTube, and then about an hour later, they were playing it on the radio. I took that as a sign. Pay attention to things like that, brothers and sisters, because she did have a divine connection. You know, as many other real emphasis on real artists. You know, just some of them, you know, got manipulated by the industry. You know, as I always go back to what Dave Chappelle said: the industry, this world, it can be the highly weird, and it can be a very, very powerful illusion. So that's why I say, rest in peace and in power, you know, brothers and sisters that are no longer with us, whether artists or in our families, you know, and their spirit will live on through us, whether they did music or not. But you know, we're talking about R&B and hip hop right now, or hip hop and R&B, heavy hitters, you know. And again, salute to Lil Kim, because that's what inspired me to do this podcast. Y'all know how I do it. I do a tribute to the artists, and I list other artists or groups, you know, whether hip hop or R&B. They're both cousins of each other anyway, you know. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion, you know. And man, keep loving yourself, loving on our loved ones when we can, and be led by that fierce divine force. It would never ever lead us astray. I promise. You know what I'm saying? I promise. You stay with it, you know. Learn the art of patience, you know. Sometimes when it takes time to create art, think of ourselves as art. That's how that great divine looks at us, brothers and sisters, melanated brothers and sisters. We are a work of art. Sometimes it takes time to craft us. So in the meantime, love what we do. To my righteous now, divinely, brothers and sisters, family, general. Love what we do and do what we love. Salute.